welcome to the Scott Outpost Investigators Podcast. I'm your host, Softy Wage, and we have a special podcast for you today on Zenless Zone Zero Endgame. We got our co-host, Savadra.
Hello. Welcome in.
Co-host, Thirsty Blood.
Greetings, everyone.
And our special guest, Zenpai.
Hey, Proxies, how's it going?
So today we're going to be talking about Shiyu Defense Season 43 and Deadly Assault Season 31. And then we're going to chat with Zenpai on his challenge account. So let's start this again and ask, what is your thoughts on Shiyu Defense Season 43 from March 6th through March 20th? Zenpai, you want to start?
Yeah, let's talk about the first room. It is Lockspring, the first time he's been here on Shiyu. Savadra was telling us about that before. This is his first appearance.
What are you talking about? This is the first time we started this recording.
What?
Yeah, really? What?
No. We talk before the thing goes on. You know, like just casual conversation. What do you mean?
Oh,
Nothing bad ever happens. Yeah, here.
Saying who is suspicious?
Yeah. Lockspring, very suspicious. He's possessed by like some thing called a yokai. I don't know. It's like Japanese or something. But yeah. I randomly read his description with a friend the other day. It says, in combat, Lockspring attacks with, the player with its weapon. Certain blows hit with such force that despite a successful defensive assist, an assist follow-up cannot activate. And I just kind of started thinking, it's going to be a thing? Is this how we finally nerf defensive assist and make evasive, like, not horrible? Also, Lockspring can respond with a taunt. That's kind of funny. Have any of you ever seen the taunt? Because I haven't.
I have numerous times. If you like, so the mechanic for Lockspring is basically like when you hit a defensive assist on a good number of his attacks, it'll have the like black and like the like grayscale screen effect, and then Lockspring will like point down at you and just like kind of say some smug line about how like his combat prowess is superior or something, and like it just basically you can't do the assist follow-up because you like get I call it concussed, but like I don't know what it's actually called, but that is a thing that's existed in the game for a while. It's just this is the first boss to actually leverage using it in a intentional way.
The grayscale thing, I almost always remember seeing it against Dead End Butcher, the mythical one that we never get anymore. You know, the one that just beats your.
Yeah.
Oh God, I must slip again. That's the first that happened, but you know, he just beats you. He just beats you.
Go on.
Yeah, not the one with the stick. So yeah, no, him. I always have a problem with him, and just I mean, the other Butcher does a similar attack where if I defensive assist, I can't like follow up on it. I always thought that was weird. But this is the first time I've ever seen the effect like intentionally written, like you said. Yeah.
The enemy that I think most people would have seen it from before would be Typhon Destroyer, because it happens when you do the like parry flirt, like the parry rush, because he does his little charge down for the 3 parries in order to get the impair. That would be where it happens before this like specific instance, and I think most people have seen it there, but I'm not fully sure. It's not a very rare, or it's a very rare thing rather to see in the game. It's nice, but I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, the taunting has been in the game for a longer time, and there are some enemies who have a taunt, but probably not as active as Lockspring. I have to admit myself, though, I rushed this Shiyu through due to time issues, so everything I did was a one-time thing, and that's why I didn't see the taunt. So I am now curious. I need to test more.
So
you will probably run into it very quickly.
When I show you guys my stuff, I basically just did like a one run of everything just to kind of see it. If anything, I'll do some more runs and update you guys on how I'm doing afterwards. But yeah, I just wanted to do a one run to see how it is, and I didn't even read his stage buff, so I saw physical electric, and I threw Alice at him.
I wanted to give you a shout out that you're the first person who actively came into this podcast and like, hey, wait, I read this guy's enemy info, and then no, I didn't read the rest.
No, not this time. I usually do, but no, not this time. See, okay, so the thing is that when I see physical weak, my immediate instinct is to just throw Alice at it for obvious reasons. Yeah.
Of course.
So
You
when I
can
get a chance to play Alice, I just go. And I mean, I got 28k, but yeah.
For the uninitiated, Zenpai is a huge Alice fan.
He's more than a huge Alice fan. He's like a simp, a hard simp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
absolutely.
you have any pictures about Alice, send it to him in via DM.
Yeah, I welcome it. Any kind.
My experience with Lock Spring has been pretty okay overall, except I have realized Lock Spring is kind of a bad matchup for my account overall for two reasons. And one of those being I skipped Yeshengguang, so that's a very obvious trump card that most people would put onto Lock Spring, is that, you know, one, the stage buff favors attackers this cycle, and two, it's, you know, physical weak, so the obvious answer is Yeshengguang. I don't have her, so that doesn't work for me. And two, because the stage buff is not anomaly focused, I can't use Yanagi, and I would usually use Yanagi in these situations, but my Yanagi is apparently not strong enough, or is barely not like it's clears, but it's not super strong. Like my Yanagi attempt was 26 or something, and it was kind of ridiculous. I'm like, huh.
Damn.
And so my next guess was, all right, let's just throw Haramasa Best in Slot at it. Side note, I do not have Suna, but Suna wouldn't be good here because there's no Aetherveil clause anyway. So I played Haramasa Dial and Yuzuha into Lock Spring and got 31, which is not as high as I want it to be, but also my Haramasa is only potential 2. So I think that it will increase as I get more potentials on him. But I think Haramasa is my best option for Lock Spring, at least at this current moment. If they make an anomaly focused stage buff for Lock Spring in the future, that'll be good for me. But it's a little rough for me because it uses 2 of my best characters, and I have to kind of like flex off of Yuzuha for my anomaly team for a different stage, and it's a little rough. I didn't realize how much I relied on Yuzuha for my anomaly teams till this very Shiyu.
I think that I've been trying to what's it called? I've been trying to spread a lot of propaganda of pull Yuzuha because I kind of came to that realization a while ago. Especially with account reviews, it is bad to try to play anomaly on people's accounts who already need help because they don't have like optimized gear, and then you don't have Yuzuha to support them either. So it's very rough. I would recommend everybody pull her.
When I say that I rely on Yuzuha, I don't mean for like clearing for the most part. I usually mean for comfort, because like she's so good quality of life for anomaly. But like I still play like anomaly with Astra, and in this Shiyu specifically on stage 3 I've played with Zhao, and it's like it still works. It's completely fine. I'm just like, damn, anomaly feels different without Yuzuha these days, huh? Like I'm finally feeling the effects that everybody is talking about, where it's like, you know, all the build-up buffs and like Yuzuha counteracting that. And also, another thing that contributes to it is I pulled the signature for this rerun, so I now have that and can actually see the difference. It's kind of nuts.
Yep. Softy, how about you?
Lock Spring, I thought we did face him once before, but maybe it's just because we faced him in the story. But I still need to find out about that taunt. I do play with the voices off, so maybe that's because I miss that when I was playing against him. So
basically, whenever you like get the grayscale screen on a defensive assist, if he like points down at you, he's basically calling you weak and stupid, and you should kill him.
That's hilarious. I like that. Need to see that.
So,
but yeah, that's about everything I have for Lock Spring. I don't have any additional notes.
Covenant Guardian, what do we think about that or that boss? Because I think the buff changed how you fight him.
The the stage buff is still rupture focused, and Covenant Guardian is still a overall good for rupture enemy. I cannot find the season where it was last on cycle. I'm gonna look for a little bit, but of note,
I think.
The last Shiyu we had her as well.
Yeah, it was the last Shiyu. I think I used
actually the last year.
Yeah, it was actually one of the biggest issues, and let's say shout out content for YouTube as well, because it had the free waves, and it was really, really annoying for plenty of people, because those free waves, or let's say the first two waves, didn't allow you to properly group the enemies together. Like if you went in with Nicole, for an example, Nicole wasn't strong enough to collect the enemies to the center, so you had to choose agents like Alice or Yuzuha to group the first wave, because apparently only those two were able to, suck them into the center with their attacks. And now with the new Shiyu cycle in this current one, we have back the bulky Intimidator and the bulky Enforcer, and those two are more easy to handle again with the grouping, even though it's not easy, it's not fun sometimes, but you also only have this wave, and then you can come back to the Digimon Angel. So yeah, it's better compared to last time if we go by easiness of wave clearing. And of course then altogether the timing you have, because it was you took most of people took 1 minute for both waves, and then you basically have not much left time for the Covenant, and many people suffered through that. So yeah, it's better this time.
Well, the last few times that Covenant has been out, she's been more like a buff attacked with that sort of. That's why I say it was different this time, because usually she's been with an attack buff, whereas this one she's with a rupture buff. So that's why I do say a little different.
Last cycle it was while in Ether Veil, agent attack increases by 25, crit damage increases by 20, and 10% physical res. This cycle, the buff is focused more on sheer. Sheer damage increases by 10, and then while in Ether Veil, sheer damage increases by 15 and ignores 15% of damage res. So this buff leans a lot harder to ruptures, which means Monato and Banyue enjoyers, you're eating.
True. And this time around, if people want to come with Yeshongwang, well, the first boss, Lockspring, will help you this time around, since he is also physical weak. And he has also the crit damage buffs you seek for Yeshongwang.
Another quick note is that the HP is exactly the same between last cycle and this cycle for the Covenant Guardian. Given it's the only enemy that's appeared twice in a row, that's the only direct comparison we can make. But it's both of these cycles have had 33 million HP, which is it's going up a little bit. I think the last time we talked about it, when it first came out, it was up at I think 28. Maybe still in the low 30s range, but not 33 as far as I remember. I can dig for it, but just an observation.
Slight improvements, I guess, over time. I went in with my Korean team again, because this time it was easier to group again. On the last cycle I used Alice and Yuzuha for the grouping, so that was my change of routine regarding the Covenant. Also, what's funny, I haven't said it before, but regarding Lockspring, I also used Yuzuha Harumasa, but compared to Yusevatra, I used Trigger instead of Dial-In. was a good first run because the Harumasa team got me 36,000 points, and against the Digimon Angel I got 37,000 points with Corrin. So yeah.
Nice.
But I'm usually a bad comparison. But for a first try, not being too serious, I think this is a pretty solid score.
Also, I kind of lied. The first appearance that I found for Covenant Guardian, being season 37, it had 34 million HP. So actually, the HP went down a little.
Ah.
Fascinating.
Was that first appearance of it the first time we had Shiyu with 3
No, it was
3 battles?
before. It was before the new Shiyu format.
Interesting.
Might have been like one of the
first-
last ones, right?
The first node with the new Shiyu was the season right after that. So
Yeah,
the first appearance was season 37, and then new Shiyu started on season 38.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I remember it being kind of a pain.
And then
Either
that
particular-
Shiyu, it had 28 million, so it went down a lot. That's interesting. I didn't actually know that.
A good thing, honestly.
I took that thing with Banyue, and I had no idea what I was doing.
My body is enjoying this boss. I had to use dial-in with Haru, like I said, so my rotations have been a little different because I'm not getting 2 ultimates and stun, and I'm not quite used to that, but playing Banyue, Fufu, Lucia, and I got 35.6. It's not like super optimized, but it was a pretty chill run. I think I can kill the Guardian in 1 stun if I like really go for it.
Neat. Zenpai, how did you fare against the Guardian since you used your Alice already on Luckspring?
Supposed to use Alice here?
Nah.
That's the vibe?
Oh,
Look at the
Use
book, yeah.
Alice everywhere. That's my strategy.
yeah. No, wait, do you have Alice or did you skip?
I have Alice.
Wait, why didn't you use her against Lockspring?
Used her elsewhere, such as at the miasmic rampant brute, the anomaly stage.
Oh, that dude. Right. Yeah.
the moment of truth, he did really not read.
No, I did not. I forgot about him. I forgot that he's just see, I know him as Razor from like the story. And this is just miasmic Razor to me. But yeah, no. So the second boss, it was sheer damage, so it was either Banyue or Yishrun. And I went with Yishrun out of comfort because I remember how to play her more than I know how to play anything on Banyue.
Did you cancel? Did you sub cancel her like Kuro says to you?
Yeah. The talisman cancel, yes.
The talisman cancel, yeah.
I can do 1 per run at this point, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. But I think I've got it down pretty much. It's not that hard.
Yeah, Kuro has
After all the
come
coaching.
a long way with you, huh?
Yes. No, but the one thing we still haven't done yet. So usually when I play on the Void Hunters, I have them at 40 because I thought every other unit was 50, and I was like, oh, I'll do Void Hunters 40, see how fun it is. And this started when Miyabi first came out because I was like, oh, the game's still pretty easy. Let me try it, and it kept going. The only thing that I've leveled past 40 was Yishun Guang on her release because I was doing a bet with my server. Were you there for that, Blood?
Yeah, sure, I was there.
Yeah. Okay, so I was doing a cheeky bet with the server, and they just said, yeah, 50 or nothing, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. My Yishan Guang on I think it was the Angel the first time. I got 26k on 40, and I was like, I can't pump anything else. I'm like 20,000 points below or something like that. I'm like, okay. Let me try leveling her to 50, and I'm like, you know what? Attackers always felt the weakest to me out of the 3 classes. So I'm like, I think with the new Shiyu format, I think I could push stuff to 50. I still haven't in full, so that's why each one is 40 right now. But on my first try, I got 24.6k on the Angel. So it's not that bad, considering the team is mangled. Savadra, if you don't know, I play level 1 stunners because I hate stunners. So Dialin is there. So Dialin is there. Contributing to the cause. Yeah.
We're stunning.
I think I think, yeah, I mean, she still does a lot of days. I think, since it was like a first try blind, I didn't know who the mobs were. I could probably optimize the run a little bit better and actually get the 400 points that I'm missing. So I think S rank is possible. I'll probably just post a picture when I do get it and show you guys. But I didn't have that much problem with the Angel. I think she's fine. I would like to try Banyue after I get my S rank though, since we still have a lot of time. Like, like 2 weeks left of this almost.
Yeah, I think we should make something clear for the listeners. Senpai's challenge account is rather special because he doesn't level his agents up to 60. Most of his agents are between level 40 or 50, and as he said before, his stunners are all level 1 because he hates them a lot and he doesn't use them a lot. This is the special challenge that his account does, because you have to think about it. The damage gap between level 40 or 50 agents up to 60 is quite big, which shows that up till today, Senpai keeps up with the end game because he clears the end game with his low-level agents. Now, mind you, he still has agents that are very strong regarding, if you go by meta, for instance, like he has Yisheng Guang, etc. But it's still, they're all level 50 and not higher, which is something to be aware of. And I think most of your agents are still M0, right? Even your M6 LS, right? Right.
All the premiums are M0. The only thing that I have Mindscapes on are the A ranks.
I want to flame you officially here in the podcast. This guy has a fucking M6 Alice, and he still has given her Mindscapes, okay? I just want to say that.
Yeah.
This guy is a madman.
And then I also got the M1 dial-in that happened by mistake. That I wanted to. Yeah.
A mistake.
Well,
it was a mistake. I did 110 pull and I got 3 S's.
That's a mistake, but a good mistake sometimes.
No, it's a good mistake. I'm not saying it's bad. I shouldn't complain. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, at most, I was like, maybe one day I'll get a double, and then I'm just on call with my friend. I was like, oh my god, it's 3. What? Yeah, so that happened, and of course, it has to be.
Sure, Makuro was very happy for you in that moment.
Oh, he was not the one on call. He is a minion, not a friend.
I hope he will hear this podcast.
Yes.
Man.
Anyways,
Beautiful.
So that was that. Sometimes I do just want to level them to at least just break even 50 on everyone, just to have like uniformity, because right now it's like so awkward to explain the thing. But I think the time is coming, because my scores on Shiyu keep on going lower and lower every time. Some of the time it's because of time, and other times it's just because of the stats. It's really just.
And that, ladies and gents, is your teaser for the optional topic at the end of the episode. For now, we're gonna move on.
Sure. Back to one more boss, which is the new. I think this one we haven't seen Miasmic Rampant Brute, right?
Nope, it's completely new enemy.
So I thought.
It's very cool in that, one, I enjoy the Rampant Brute mechanics very much. The anomaly focus of the hyper armor that it gets. It's not exactly hyper armor, but like the power suit that it wears, where it's like attack combos are more powerful, and it also just does more while it's powered up, and you deal anomaly to it. That fundamentally didn't change, but they added a miasma shield to it. And the good part about adding a miasma shield to it is that you get more resources for popping the miasma shield, because it is also the first mini boss tier enemy to have multiple miasma shields. The only other enemy that was able to consistently manipulate that before, that you would be able to see if you weren't like playing Hollow Zero or something, is the Primordial Nightmare. So this is a new enemy with a multi-phase miasma shield, and basically when its hyper suit is activated, the miasma shield goes up, and you can break the shield by triggering anomaly, and every anomaly trigger will deplete just half the shield or something. And then when you purify the shield, the armor goes down. And it's a really cool dynamic. I really like it. It does also mean that because it has usually 2 miasma shields that you would pop before killing it, it does have, quote, more effective HP than usual. But like just saying the number out loud, like it sounds scarier than it actually is. Its base HP is 40 million. But given you have 2 purifies on your sides, and they deal like 3.5, I think, million damage each, it has an effective HP of 33 million, so it is on par with the Covenant Guardian in that regard.
You happen to know what is the purify damage always percent based?
Yes, it's
Okay.
for I think every enemy outside of Deadly Assault and like Threshold Simulation. It's usually, maybe it's also for those enemies, but it's very typically around like the 3% of HP range.
Is purify damage affected by stun multiplier? Like if you happen to stun someone?
No, it is constant on the base HP every time.
Okay. I had this placebo where like sometimes when I would have a delayed miasma phase, which means that I would build up days like up to 99 and then pop it, I always felt like I did more damage like straight out of the miasma. Some of my closest runs on Shiyu that I've actually gone like 5 minutes in the old format were because I decided to do that. So that I always had that question.
I don't believe that's how it works because the enemy just literally exists in a state where it cannot be stunned until miasma is cleared. So the check to activate stun is blocked by miasma, and like the purify has to go off before like a heavy hit would activate stun to begin with. So even though it looks like it happens on the same frame, I think the order of operations is purify for miasma break into trigger stun, if that makes sense. So it's not getting the stun damage multiplier.
True. No, it's pretty much always consistent. But I also have to agree with Savadra. I do like this boss a lot. He also has a pretty healthy aggressiveness to it. Like,
oh yeah, the boss fight itself is just really cool. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like, it's really fun. What's also hilarious is, even though I read what he does with the buffs he has, you know, with Efovel and all this, I went there completely ignoring anything and just used my Yetari, Fufu, and Lucia. I got 40,000 points in the first run. I mean, mind you, my Yetari is M6. But it's quite funny to me that, like, even though I didn't even know what he's doing, because on this part I have to openly admit that I did not read his kit this time before playing him. I just completely went in there and hammered him down with Hitari, and yeah, 40,000 points in first try with an M6, while also, of course, Fufu and Lucia are both on M1. But yeah, it was a really funny fight. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think I broke his miasma with 2 or 3 ults, consecutive ults, so that was like, yeah. And then I think
ults are still effective.
Yeah, he died on the...
You can also use Anomaly to break it, and it's like just as fast.
Yeah, I think on the first stun window I nearly killed him, and the actual kill happened on his second miasma phase, where I ulted with my Yetari and the rest of his HP just went completely down. Yeah, Rupture Agents.
The M6 for you.
Yeah, man, I love
Before I make this joke, Softy, did you read anything in the stage mechanic or the enemy info?
New boss. I like to beat new boss without reading.
All right. So this joke stands. We here at Scott Outpost Investigators hate reading and love the declining learning rates.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on new bosses. I'd rather just experience them firsthand before I like bash my head against the wall and be like, fine, how do you face this boss? Read a little more and then I'll do that. But it's like new boss, I'd rather just fit the mechanics as is. So
No, I get that. Like I'm
Yeah,
I'm
in my
a
defense,
similar way sometimes. I'm just also very quick to be like, all right, we're gonna look into this.
yeah. Usually I read, but this time around, I did really not. I really did not. Simply also due to time issues, because I just got home, did my dailies, the challenge, and then went out into real life and touched grass. Can you imagine?
Oh,
So yeah, this is my excuse. But yeah, I haven't read afterwards as well, so I'm kind of at fault here. Gacha gamer. So he's a cool boss, guys. He's a cool boss, and his buff is. I think his stage buff is very interesting because it's simply just purely ether damage focused on the attack side. So there's a few agents benefiting of it. Like
It's the quote Arya shill stage, but it's also extremely good for Vivian if you have the ether veil to supply it, which is mostly Suna. But I personally also used Zhao to supplement the stage buff, and my teams on it were Alice Vivian Zhao and Jane Vivian Zhao. I just gave them both a try to compare. Alice, of course, scored higher, but I did get upper 30s with both of them, and I almost broke 40k with Alice, so it's kind of impressive that, it's doable, and Zhao is good as a ether veil battery in this case, because my Yuzuha, as I mentioned before, is elsewhere, but I did also score well with Yuzuha, so it's that's the main thing with all of this ether veil stuff is it exists, but it has not felt like it exists in a strong enough stance that I need to worry about trading off using the agents that don't have ether veil benefits. Excuse me, just to have the ether veil battery, right? But it's like I've had varying results between mixed teams, and specifically anomaly teams since this period started with Suna and Arya. I don't feel like the ether veil is as bad as everyone is making it out to be. I understand the precedent it sets, and that was pretty much the entirety of my rant on Pinnacle when that came out in 2.3. But it's in such a state that I don't feel like it's detrimental to not have ether veil. And worst case scenario, everybody playing in this patch and in the patch before this has Zhao, and she works with 90% of the roster. So I think you're okay.
Yeah. So
It would be nice to have more ether veils, of course, but yes,
I'm okay.
I think it's okay.
But I'm still sick of seeing the ether veil status that you need to have for a lot of the buffs these days. So that's what I want to say about it.
Yeah, it's fair enough, I guess. Many people already started complaining about it, but I see Ether Whale nothing more than let's say Miasma, even though there's a difference, but it's pretty much the same because Miasma is an enemy thing and Ether Whale is our thing. You know what I mean? So it's everything that starts to come with a new function, or let's say a new gimmick into the game. At first, it feels rough because it's hyper specified. Also, Ether Whale was hyper specified and the first time with the Pinnacle buff we had in the past and Savadra's Rant, which was legendary. But yeah, now we have more options, and obviously ZZZ has started to implement Ether Whale as one of the main sources of gameplay. So I don't think we will get rid of it. Though I agree with Savadra here on this take, Ether Whale, even though it is prominent, it doesn't mean you can't clear the end game if you don't have any Ether Whale supports. Because the example of Astra, Yuzuha, Dialin, Fufu, etc., whatever you have, those agents still can clear without the Ether Whale shield buff if you don't have that. And as said before, Shao is is an agent everyone got for free. Maybe not everyone has built her, but it might be a good reason to invest building her as an Ether battery. Plus, the newest agents ever since Lucia came out. Plenty of other support agents or tech agents, etc., have Ether Whale in their kit. So if you tell me that you haven't pulled any agent ever since let's say 2.1 or whenever Lucia came out,
2.3.
Yeah, 2.3. Then this is something like you're probably hyper saving for the next Void Hunter, who knows? But it's not really, let's say, helpful if you completely ignore that, or I don't know what your reasons are. But there's plenty of options, this is what I want to say. There's plenty of options to grab yourself a character or level Shao to actually use some of these buffs sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's a thing.
Free S ranks are not terrible. They are helpful for your accounts.
True.
I just wish we had an Etherville A rank.
I agree.
That
with
is
that.
true.
Yeah,
That would be
True,
nice.
I agree. Yeah, and
Just for the access. That's it.
Now I'm gonna keep standing on this hill, and I don't care how many times I get shot down. I will keep climbing back up it. But the next defense agent they've released, it will come with the defense class rework, and this rework will give every defense agent Etherville. Boom.
You think
That's-
defenders
that's-
are gonna be the Etherville class?
Oh man,
That's the big bomb that they don't want to tell you about in season 3. When this happens and when I see what's gonna happen at that update, I'm gonna come back to this episode and I'm gonna point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point at everyone who doubted me. I'm gonna point at you.
Maybe it'll just be
the
Caesar
defense
that
rework.
gets it.
I think the defense rework that may or may not happen. I really wanted to. I think it's just gonna make defenders into like a weird tag assist or something like that. I
think basically
more
whatever-
assist general, yeah.
Whatever
But
happens
we're-
with them, I will just be happy if they actually
Get
touch it
something.
at all. Because
Yeah.
like I really want more reason to use my defense agents, and I do have some of that. With having Zhao Sig, I can now actually run some defense agents in like budget-ish clears and do well with like I'm really liking playing Ben with Monato, for example, and like putting Ben on Zhao Sig, and that's like a budget option clear that I can do. But it's just like, man, would it be so cool if they just actually did anything with the A ranks? That'd be awesome.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
a thing real quick. One, I don't have permission to post in the chat. If anyone can fix that for me, because I wanted to share a screenshot from the game. But
I got you.
That's a lot on it. Thank you. Yeah.
Bang, view channel.
So
the defense
before
agents right
go
now
ahead.
could have a. Sorry, you are go. Who goes?
Oh, I was just gonna say, do we have anything else to say other than we can continue to talk about defense agents? So,
Oh yeah. I wanted to say something about the defense agents real quick. I think they have a very niche function right now that no one's talking about.
Alright, go on.
They are the way that you can quarantine a unit. If you want to give somebody an exclusive, really amazing additional ability that just will not activate under any other conditions, just put defense on the tag. And just limit their team as much as possible.
Oh
That
man.
is true.
You want someone that's great, but don't want them to work with Miyabi, just make them a defender.
You should be able to post in the channel now.
Okay.
so do we have anything to say other on the new Miasma Rampant Brute?
Nothing I've already said.
I just fought him with Alice while we were yapping.
Damn.
Dang.
Because why not?
For the listeners, the screenshot that he posted is fighting with Alice and getting 29012. But this is again Zenpai with the underlevel account and his self-imposed challenge, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's 50 on the 2 anomalies and 40 on the support on Yuzu.
Yeah. So
I can't help but notice.
You can grab this.
Can't help but notice that you have the 20, not the 25k on the Yishuan, despite being the more comfortable character.
Yeah. She's 40. She's 40. She's 40, and that was the first try that I tried. I did not know what the heck was happening, so I was like, I'll just run it back at some point and get to 25.
Why didn't you use Yishuan on Rampant Butte, by the way? Or did it just switch teams for the showcase here?
Oh, for the guy at the bottom?
Rampant Butte. Yeah, why did you use Yishuan for the Rampant? Because I saw many people clearing the Rampant with Yishuan, and that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, but I left it since we talked about different stuff. I wonder if you can clear him with Shiyu on M0. That would be interesting. I have to try it because my Shiyu is still on M0.
I will give it a try immediately following this episode.
Let's go.
So I saw 2 Ether Veil slots, and one of them had sheer and the other one had attack. So I went for the one that went sheer with Yishuan.
Fair enough. Makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. It's like, I feel like having 2 stages that require Ether Veil, but only providing 1 free character or an A rank option is probably where people have the biggest gripe with when it comes to the whole Ether Veil thing.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like when it becomes like, again, I think like it's in a place where it's not like mandatory to subscribe to having the benefits of the Ether Veil in those stage buffs or in those like cycle buffs for like DA and Threshold, but like as a provided alternative, like it would be nice to have another free one if they're going to like keep it more consistent in buffs from here on, which I honestly don't think is going to be the case. There's going to be a point where like it's going to wane out and like it'll just be purely optional, because when's the last time we saw a proper Aftershock buff, guys? Let's be completely real.
True.
Real and true.
That's what I don't like about them introducing new gimmicks or mechanics. It feels like they want to do something really big and explosive, and it usually does make a splash, but they're never really fleshed out as much in terms of accessibility.
I think Aftershock is. I mean, I feel like we talked about it before, and I won't talk too long about it, so we can move on to DA. But I like where Aftershock is, honestly. Like after, like it was introduced in 1.6, and we're now in 2.6, almost an entire 8 versions later. It's far along enough and is versatile enough where like you can have it with any team, and like the Aftershock tag will benefit pretty much every archetype that you can think of, like in any circumstance. Ether Veil is not quite there yet, but it's getting there, and when they reach that point, I think it'll be okay. That was like
Aftershock really helps, unfortunately, but we could talk about that at some other point.
I mean, it still clears, to be fair, even though there's no shield buffs for Aftershock. Aftershock is really solid, has a really solid ground in the ZZZ endgame. There's many people using Sanby, Orphe, etc. All the agents that have Aftershock, you always see them present in many endgame runs. So I think
we're just talking about Obel, though, right? Those are the prominent ones.
There's more Aftershock than just
there's more Aftershock.
No, I know there's Yuzu and Lucia, but I don't think you ever really use them for their Aftershock damage. Like that's the thing. Like
not always, but when there's like an Aftershock tag and like it's meant to like narrow the pool of agents that can get this specific benefit from a stage, it's like it's spread across enough of the it's spread across enough of the roster that you're able to take advantage of it regardless of what kind of team you're playing. And it's, again, in the same way that Ether Veil is still in development, but it's not mandatory to subscribe to having an Aftershock agent in every circumstance. It won't outweigh just having your normal team that doesn't have or feature Aftershock, and it'll be fine. Ether Veil is in the same way. Like, it'll have its prominent period, and then it'll wait out, and things will move on. And in scope of the bigger picture, I think while it's tumultuous right now, I do think Etherville is in an okay spot. That is my take on the discussion.
And that's a good way to end our thoughts on that. So let's go. Before we go to Deadly Assault, a word from our sponsor.
A word from our sponsor. This episode of the Scott Outpost Investigators podcast is brought to you by Turbo Remodeling Shop. The Bangbu we live with are the essence of our current day lives in New Eridu. And what better way to show these automaton companions our appreciation than by giving them a little bit of maintenance, an upgrade, or even some new toys to play with. Turbo Remodeling on 6th Street has it all. Word on the street is that ever since he teamed up with the Bouillon Antique Shop in Waifei Peninsula, the Turbo Shop is now knowledgeable for Bangbu repairs and maintenance of every make and model. From the newest tech to the oldest civilization's wares, there's nothing that Enzo can't do. I myself recently took in my Burke, Bleak, and Robin for some spiffying up, and the service was very quick, very professional, and beyond satisfactory, so you won't be disappointed. Come in today, you can bring any Marcel modified part and expect an upgrade turnaround of less than 5 minutes. So show your Bangbu companions some love and unlock their own potential at Turbo Remodeling. Thank you for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you a lot. We appreciate it. Good one, Savadra.
So let's go to...
Shoutouts to Bangbu.
Shoutouts to Bangbu, yes. Pet them, especially one Danny Boo. Pet it every day.
And the blue Bangbus.
No, don't. You can trash them. That's fine.
What? Very good thing to say immediately after the sponsor segment.
All Bangbus are great, except the blue ones.
God damn. Anyways, Softy.
Let's go to Deadly Assault Season 31 from February 27th to March 13th. I think we're going to just cut it short and just go right into how is Vesper for you guys in this Deadly Assault.
No, big bad.
I thought we were going to go for Wandering Hunter. I was preparing myself for Wandering Hunter.
We can still talk about the other bosses, but the big point of talk is going to be Vesper.
Yeah, Softy, I want you to start this time around.
Yeah.
So I pulled for Arya, and I was able to play with Arya, Suna, and Yuzuha, and by gosh, that made that boss a lot easier than expected. But it's still, I had to play it a couple more times afterwards because I got 30k, and then I got 34k, and then I got 38k. So it's just like I had to learn the boss a little bit more each time before I could actually say it was that easy.
Yeah,
I should say it that way.
Designed for her, Arya is a lot more nuanced than I think people gave her credit for.
Yeah.
So her specific interactions with Vesper are something to get used to.
Oh.
How about you, Blood? You can take the floor.
So I don't have Arya, and I'm someone who also skipped Suna. I skipped Arya. I probably will pull Rakudo as the only one. So, but yeah, in regards to Vesper, she's a very interesting boss that came with a huge discussion. So before I include these discussion topics and maybe the outrage on the internet, Vesper is probably one of the most paradox bosses we ever received, because blood damn it, I love to fight her. Like, literally, it is so much fun to fight against her. I like her aggressiveness. She's a little bit floaty, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it's really fun. It comes with a really savage in-game battle music. And overall, the fight itself feels good. I had to get used to her shutdown mechanic, like the control skill, because she has 2 of them. We can go into detail later on. But The one negative thing about her, which has been discussed with plenty of people in the Battle Hub server, but also in my server, is her aggressive shilling, which we have already jokingly taken as she is, because she is apparently suitable for agents with the anomaly tag. Our joke goes with she is apparently suitable for the idols. That is the basic rough summary and first impression I got with her. I played her with the first team I used was Yuzuha, Alice, and Vivian. My only Yuzuha was M2, the others M0. I think on the first run I got like 28,000 points, and I could improve it to 32. If I wouldn't have so much skill issue, I could probably go to like 35,000 points with that team. I played also with Miyabi, Bernice, and Yuzuha later on because I wanted to see the check she has against fire and ice. And it was rough. It was a rough 20k with that team, a very close one on the first try. And mind you, Yuzuha, Miyabi are both M2 and my Bernice are M1. So it's a lot to take in. There's a lot more nuance to this boss, but I want to give also some talking topics to my other people here. As how good I find the boss, I would say there's, I think, maybe a few things that need to change, like but otherwise, yeah, it's a rough boss. It's like I love her on the fighting, but the shilling is a little bit too aggressive even for ZZZ standards, which is not healthy.
Zenpai, want to take the floor?
Reading her enemy details because we don't read here. The last part. During the control skill, every successful counter of a boss attack grants 350 performance. A shutdown of the boss's control skill or counter of the final strike inflicts the boss with impaired and grants 750. I'm wondering, but did you get 5,000 performance points on your first try against her?
Let me think. I think I got 4,000 on the first try because I messed up the shutdowns a little bit. Or was it 5k? I don't remember, honestly. Wait, let me check. I think I have a picture.
I do personally remember the control skills took a bit of learning for me, but they came
insanely
relatively
skilled
quick.
with anything called a control skill. That is something that I have not gotten better at since Primo got introduced, Primordial Nightmare. I get viscerally angry when I see a control skill on my screen. And I can't help myself because when Primo did it, I was like, what is this? And so I just started beating on her, and then she started smacking me and making me go into slow motion. Like, thematically, I just hate them. I for some reason, I don't mind like flashless attacks like in Battle Tower. But I guess it's just because in Battle Tower, if I get hit, I die. Here, I have to go into slow motion and then watch myself get battered 3 times to just get angry. And then, yeah, this doesn't go well. The last, like, 2 or 3 rotations that we've had Primo, I would throw Yushin Gong at her, and I would earnestly try to do the control skill, and when I'd get hit, I'd be like, I'm just going to beat her. I'm just gonna beat her. That's it. Just ignore the entire control skill. I can't do that to Vesper. I mean, I've tried Vesper because I didn't want to go immediately with the whole shield thing because I wanted to experience the non-Aria way. I tried the usual Alice, Yuzu, and Vivian. It did not go well. It went very bad. I still need to break a freaking A rank in that. But a lot of it is just I don't know how the boss works. This is not a boss that I think you can go into without actually trying it multiple times. Like, a lot of them feel more intuitive. She's very thematic. I like that about her. Though I think I have a little bit of a problem with that Ether Veil part. And it's not because Ether Veil is like completely inaccessible. It just feels slightly less accessible for anomalies in particular.
Yeah.
Out of all the ones. Because at least Zhao, I believe she gives crit damage, right? Crit damage attack.
Yeah,
we don't
with
have
her
anyone
engine.
that gives. Yeah, we don't have anyone that gives a little bit of AP in the mix with all of that, or just some sort of like anomaly-centered Ether Veil buff. And I think that's what we're missing.
So, like, hear me out, guys. Defense. No, I'm kidding.
If Caesar King evolves into an anomaly defense support unit, yeah, by all means, please.
But yeah. So my general experience with Vesper, I can agree with the overall sentiment that I very much enjoy the boss's mechanics, like fighting mechanics. You know, the like action mechanics in the fight itself. I really like those. I really like playing the boss like as a stage. It is thematically and also like in like terms of execution fight, the like my second favorite boss of season 2 just outright. And she's super aggressive, like really fluid, fun to play after like a good bit of practice. Took a bit of learning to get the tells for the control skills, but I do really enjoy the control skills, and also the like fact the second control skill is also synced up with the music. The environment is just it's so good. I love it. The stage mechanic is definitely contentious and has been the big talking point of the entire everything in the community, and
Yeah.
for good reason. The Senpai read most of it earlier. I think he like missed the part where I didn't pick up on his mic, where on top of the ether veil mechanic for the stage mechanic itself, this isn't baked into a buff, by the way. It's baked into the stage mechanic itself, which is not sure how I completely feel about that, but it basically just means that there's opportunity to double up in ether veil for certain stage mechanics, and that could lean ether veil in a way that it's like, you know, right now it's not super mandatory to have ether veil to clear, but eventually if enough benefits are put into or like put behind ether veil, then like that can happen, and I hope it doesn't for the sake of the game.
Yeah.
But on top of all of that, the Discordant Solo Vesper has a innate and unconditional statement where it just decreases the crit damage of attackers and like normal attacks by 40%. So if you're playing any crit at all into her, Rupture or Attacker, ideally you're playing Attacker because she has half defense, so Rupture is a little worse off. But if you're playing that into Vesper at all, you're just dealing less damage. Almost an entire main stat for worth less of damage. And it's like not as much as I think people would have made it out to be when looking at it at first, but it still hurts quite a bit.
Yeah.
As for like what I've played against Vesper, I tried basically every anomaly team I have access to when the boss came out. I tried them with Yuzuha without her signature. I tried them with Zhao with her signature. I tried every like combination of like hyper carry with Yanagi and Alice versus and also like Jane, and versus like disorder focused with Bernice, Miyabi, Vivian, such. I tried to keep away from Vivian for a little while because I realized over time that it was like I think for this specific cycle, with the weakness and the cycle buff Blazing Sweep being buffed to ether damage, ether res, and a bloom damage, if you don't have Arya, Vivian is the most valuable agent to have in this fight, just bar none. But yeah, I tried without Vivian, without any ether veil. I again didn't pull Suna. I'm not pulling Arya. So I have most of the basic anomaly roster at my disposal, and much of it was able to get 20k with effort. You can go like, you know, Piper Bernice, Piper Vivian, the Jane Vivian are like the good ones. But also like Yanagi and what's the other main anomaly? Miyabi. Like it was hard with Miyabi, and I even went so far as to try what Blood mentioned earlier with Miyabi Bernice. and my team is M0 Miyabi, M0 Yuzuha with M2 Bernice, which doesn't do a lot because half defense means pen ratio is diminished, and I had to play a much cleaner rotation for 20k, and I made a video on it, and it was very difficult. But it's doable, and that's the good thing. Like, even against all odds, it's still doable. So I think, mechanically speaking, Vesper is a good feeling boss to play. Like, in the moment, if you don't consider any of the buffs or like any of the shills and whatnot. But the shills are a problem and can continue to be a problem if not changed. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue... Oh, sorry, Softy.
I was about to say the shill is why I'm actually not so much of a fan of the boss, but also the fact that she moves around so much sometimes, you can miss a lot. And that's what I noticed.
Yeah, there are some attacks where she like flies away, and like I've been playing with Alice Vivian a lot on that boss. I've just been like practicing, and I'll like run into a good few situations where I try to do like an EBA on Alice and into Yuzuha or Vivian ultimate, and then she'll just fly away and do one of her attacks where you can't damage her. There's only one attack where that can actually happen, but she has like increased anti-interrupt during a lot of her attacks. And yeah, it's rough. Like it's a good bit of RNG reliance.
True. What I want to say in regards to the shield and what Silvado mentioned, that he was able to clear with M0 Miyabi and Bernice in the team, while it is still possible to clear with regular anomaly agents. I can understand the community take in one regard, and that is the high score, because most of the people barely scratch the 20k or come to, let's say, like a solid 25k on M0. And I think this is like one of the most aggressive bosses that had the issue that plenty of people, even with Mindscapes, barely scratched the 25k, for instance. Like, this is like a shield that start to be a little bit too much. Which is why I said like this is like one of the worst takes ZZZ had shilling wise. Also, Zenpai, I found the video of my first battle. I luckily did a live stream about it. It was exactly 28,000 points with Yuzuha Alice Vivian, and I got the 5,000 performance points, even though I think I messed up the second shutdown parry sequence. I think I messed it up 1 or 2 times, something like that. But I still got the 5k.
So it's still possible to get all the points even if you mess up some of the dodges and stuff.
I think if you mess up, like let's say once per parry, it is okay because you can get you can get out of it. But sometimes if you have a bad sequence, you're stun locked and then you get hit every single time. And if you get hit every single time, I don't think you get the performance points, like all of them. Let's say,
yeah. If you like. The performance points don't come strictly from completing the control skills properly. The only thing that the control skills give exclusive benefit to is access to up to 2 shutdowns, which is, good instances of damage to the point where, like, again, if they're roughly 3% of the boss's total HP that you're dealing, then you're effectively working with 94% of the total HP, of which, of note, Vesper in this cycle has 229 million, but is again a half defense boss in the same vein that Primordial Nightmare is. So you don't want to run pen ratio on basically anything that you take into it, and also do not want to, like, Death Shreds are not as effective, but they still do something. But anyway, like, the impairs that you can get come from a large number of her attacks outside of those control skills. So you can trigger impair to make up for all of like missing one of the control skills or two of the control skills. If you also hit most of the parry or most of the counters of the control skills themselves, then you should be able to get max performance points even if you miss both of the shutdowns. Like if you miss one counter each. The performance points are very doable, but it's also fairly dependent on RNG if you miss a shutdown.
Yeah.
I want to say I did also try Vesper against with Jane, Vivian, and Yuzuha, and it did took some tries, and I was able to get a 21k with that. So I didn't have to deal with the Ether Veil, or not deal with. I got away from Ether Veil and just tried a blooming my best. It took a little bit, but I was able to get that 21k. So it's possible without worrying about the Ether Veil that you're able to get that clear.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned earlier, but because of the cycle buffs, we can talk, I guess, like Blazing Sweep. The cycle buff is like really good for Ether Anomaly agents in particular, because it reduces all attribute res, it reduces Ether res further, and then increases anomaly damage, a bloom damage, and build-up from chain attacks and ultimates. And the two agents that can take full advantage of this buff are Arya and Vivian. They also both like do really most of their damage through blooms in most teams, at least for Vivian. Sometimes you focus corruption disorders a little more, but they're both taking full advantage of the buff. But you can also use like Grace is really good in this fight. I don't have Grace personally, but I've tried Grace with some other people's help, and it's been a good time. Honestly, she like despite not being electric res at all, the buff is like really good for Grace's bloom damage if you like just have it passively and play in a disorder team, even without Ether Veil. It's completely okay.
Yeah. Imagine if there wouldn't be no fire resistance, then Bernice would also be able to bloom a little bit into the stack here.
Dude, Grace Bernice would be awesome to play. Unfortunately, I don't have Grace, so it is what it is.
I have Grace, but I didn't update her because I wanted to try her, but I didn't update her on Awakening yet, and old Grace felt like I can't really play with her. I'm too bad with her. So I need to do that later on a later stage. There's apparently, if you don't have really anomaly options for the boss of Vesper, by the way, plenty of people have shown that this boss can easily get cleared with, funny enough, Yishuan, but also Yeshongguang, who ignores basically most of the stage mechanics. So
Void Hunter moment.
Yeah, White Hunter moments. So this is a thing you can do if you want to have an easier time. And it is also possible with attack agents. Like I tried with Corrin before, or there have been a few people who tried with Corrin and they cleared. I think the best current score on Vesper with a Corrin team was 2,000 points. But of course, those people have hardcore invested into Corrin teams. Like they mostly have a team of M1 or M2 Astra or M1, M2 Dial-In. And of course a hardcore farmed Corrin. But it is still possible with agents if you're hyper invested in something. But yeah, it is definitely not easy with Vesper this time around. Like it's difficult. So we'll see how the future bosses of ZZZ will look like, if they will continue this aggressive shilling, because this time around it feels really more like targeted for just one faction alone and not for a whole class, which is kind of an issue that should not develop any further.
Yeah, it's like it's the base is definitely there for the problem, but it is very in a situation where Arya is still not required, Suna is still not required, and like more than likely Nangong Yu will also not be required at any point. That's the hope anyway. If it stays that way, then great. If it doesn't, well, you'll hear about it at least.
That's for sure, yeah. We will openly talk about it because obviously, I think nobody of us has mentioned it yet, but it was definitely again an anti-Miyabi shield with Vesper again. And for many people's desperation, the fire resistance was not really understood as to why they implemented the fire resistant, because so many anomaly bosses have the fire resistant. And there's a lot of people who want to use Bernice, but they don't use her most of the time because they see, oh, fire resistant, so Bernice will suck. That's the main premise it is, and I can't really, even though it's like a little bit far-fetched, but I can't really blame the people who go with an M0 Bernice, maybe not even having her signature. And, you know, they don't really dig too deep into the game, that it might be an issue because they just want to have an easier time. But yeah, the fire resistance is a little bit questionable, especially regarding so many anomaly bosses having the fire resistant. It was a complaint from many people. Yeah.
They're just afraid of Bernice's power. It's fun.
Probably. Yeah, she got buffed and then there's a fire resistant boss.
I mean, listen, she cleared 20k with playing into the double resistance with Miyabi Bernice, so it's clearly Bernice being the superior anomaly agent is why that happened.
I love Bernice. I hate Bernice's new buff, not because of the animation or anything else that it does. I hate what it did to her build.
You don't like energy regen?
No, I don't like being locked into energy regen with no other two-piece alternatives because my kit requires it. That's what I'm angry about.
It's not that the two-piece energy regen is required. It's mostly the ER6, but you can get away with a different two-piece if you have better pieces for it. Like my Bernice two-piece has been and will stay as Inferno Metal two-piece just because I have cracked anomaly pieces for it.
I get that. It's just that I don't like them imposing like a build with a maximized point that you can actually build towards, but it locking you into like the one thing. Like it's happened with Yuzaha giving you the anomaly mastery on 2. I don't mind her as much because she launched like that. Bernice launched with a lot of freedom and then was given a part of her kit additionally afterwards. That kind of just makes people go, yeah, I would really like the ER2 to finish off the buffs. It's not required, but yeah.
It's a major part of it is that it gives Bernice a new identity with, like, she can, like, her energy problems before, especially without signature, were, like, you basically couldn't do a lot with her because you would run out of heat so much that, like, if you were going to on-field her, you couldn't take advantage of a lot of her, like, kit that involved her heat. With energy regen, that's not an issue anymore.
I've heard that.
I actually felt that. I felt that when I was M0ing her without her engine, so I felt that.
Yeah. I've heard that her sig isn't very well liked in the community from like a stats standpoint. Like they say that Gemini is like 5 or 8% worse than it, so it's not that much of a power increase from Gemini to Flamemaker Shaker. That's what I hear at least.
That was very, very old information, and also I think this is a personal me thing, but there's something to be said about how, like, anomaly engines are represented in calculations overall, because I think the differences in anomaly engine damage is like one axis of anomaly engine's power that is like there's a second axis mostly in like the either ease of build or ease of buildup that is not always factored into anomaly engine calculations that underrepresents their power. I've seen it a couple of times, and now I have a couple more anomaly engines and can say with a fair bit of certainty that Bernice and Vivian's engines, when they first came out, were not represented properly by a lot of content creators. They make more of a difference than they let on.
I'd like to believe in that. It's just that that's what I had heard. So I'm like, going off of that, the one thing that makes me scratch my head is why make an energy regen rework that works off of initial when her sig gives in combat? Like, it felt a little bit redundant.
I can get that. I'm also just like, I think the extra energy regen is more quality of life to have. But like, also doesn't constrict your need to like play her so well that without the signature you have problems. And I think that's what the buff achieved. Because like without her signature, I can, and like in a lot of circumstances, she just did not feel super comfortable to play, and I can definitely get behind and understand why the buff is the way it is. Doesn't need too much energy, but it's enough. Yeah. In any case, that's the Bernice aside for the podcast. Have anything else to say on Vesper?
We can't go a podcast without Bernice, I guess.
I mean, Savadra, that is Savadra's main, you know, like.
True.
I like her.
Yeah.
She's really a good character. Yeah, I like her a lot as well.
Yeah,
And still use her to this day.
I don't know what's up with the constant resistance to fire. It is concerning.
It's odd, yeah. It's truly like she sometimes gets more shafted than Miyavi.
So did they do that with anybody else? Anybody else that's gotten like an unlocked potential, just have a new boss that just resists them? Like, did we get that with Haramasa? Is there a random like electric res boss right now that I haven't like paid attention to?
Not really recently, yeah.
Yeah.
That's odd. That's odd. It's always her.
Yeah.
At least it feels like it, yeah.
So I want to say that next week's DA cycle is Miasmic Fiend, the Thrall, and Pompey finally comes back to the fight. So now Bernice can actually eat somebody.
Yo!
My Bernice
Pompey is
will be eating so good.
I
The
can't
white
wait.
Pompeii or the red one?
Red.
It'll
The
be
red
red.
one.
What? Wait, but that one's weak to crit. That's not for I mean, it can be for Bernice, but it's not strictly for Bernice.
Oh, this guy doesn't know.
Hard. He doesn't
This guy doesn't know. He doesn't know yet.
No, I don't have Evelyn. I know I have to fight a freaking red Pompeii with Anomaly every time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he doesn't really know. Like,
He doesn't know.
ever heard about Crit Bernice, my friends? I thought you know Savadra.
I didn't know he did that. I know Adam does that in the server. I did not know that you did that. Okay.
I think you have
I
to
am a
give
Crit
Zenpai a
Bernicer.
proper session about Crit Bernice Savadra, like an intense session for him.
I'm sorry. I
That'll
thought he'd
come
have
later.
I thought he'd have M4 if he was talking to me about Crit Bernice.
It's not necessary. It's nice, but it's not necessary.
Even
But,
M2 is not necessary.
Yeah. The M2 is literally just, I like Bernice, and will get limited mindscapes more for her because I like using her.
In this
Bernice
day and
Lightner
age-
combo doesn't get old.
In this day and age where we have something called half defense bosses, yeah, the pen ratio is kind of underperforming now, unfortunately. And I am the pen ratio shill.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Before we move on to the other topic, we'll briefly mention the other bosses that exist in this Deadly Assault are Defiler and Hunter. And the buffs, there's basically one buff per boss here if you're like playing into correct archetypes, which is also possibly a conversation for next time, but how there's like more archetype shilling versus like specific like agent shilling these days. But basically Shatter Boon exists and is good for Defiler if you take an Ether Veil into Defiler, and that basically means if you have Suna, you can play either Yishengguang or someone like Sanbi or Haramasa with Suna into Defiler and take full advantage of Shatter Boon. It's not a whole lot of benefit, but it's still good. I personally played Defiler with Dylan Zhao and Haramasa, and I got 35, and it was pretty decent. And then Hunter, the Rupture boss, has the Rupture buff, Clarity, which is pretty good for Ruptures overall. Doesn't need anything specific for Ether Veil, it just requires Rupture. And it gives ultimate damage, and it's pretty good. I played that with Yidhari, Lycon, Lucia, and got 51k. And I can also now say with more certainty that since his buff, Lycon is my best teammate for Yidhari because he's M5, and also his buff allows him to keep uptime on Blazing Laurel a lot easier. And so I'm doing pretty good with that.
I need a SIG so bad in the future, that's for sure.
It's alright.
He's gonna hit the shop soon.
Lighter will get another rerun. Trust the process.
He'll be in the shop soon, don't worry.
Most likely, yeah. Regarding Shatterboon, the Ether Whale requirement is pretty slim this time around. Like it gives you a little benefit, but it is not too aggressive. Like if you don't have Ether Whale for Shatterboon, it still works sufficient enough with the other buffs you receive. So just wanted to
it's pretty alright. Like it's not as like quote I don't know what the proper word for this would be that isn't like prevalent, but it's not like as in your face, I guess, about having Ether Veil, because you can definitely get away with not having the attack and the defense shred if you're like especially if you're playing on like, you know, a really good build with pen ratio. It's just kind of whatever.
Exactly, like it's not really mandatory. It doesn't need extra buff, but it doesn't really force you to use it. So I guess that's okay, you can say.
All right, let's move on. Zenpai, can you pull up your account by chance and share your screen to see if we can sort of like show the viewers your account and how your challenge count is?
Sure.
While we're doing that, Thirsty Blood brought up the initial what his count is, but I would like to have Zenpai put in his own words why he really chose to do this challenge.
There's one word for that. Let me get the screen share. Okay. Can you guys see this? Let me change the time of day. It's actually what's too orange right now. There you go. Midday afternoon. Okay, so what?
There's the Alice.
There she is. She's always here. Oh yeah, just to anger blood.
Yeah. Of course. No, you know, you received it from your community and you're not using it. Shame on you.
I love her. I made a video on it. I explained why. I have rules.
Excuses.
I gotta follow. Yeah, true. True. So, where did you want me to go through first? Like, should I go through gear first? Should I go through the agent? Should I go through the scores?
So before you go into that, I just want to know your reasoning behind it, if I didn't hear you correctly.
Right. So it started off in 1.0, and then I started about, let's say, like a week or so late to the game, so I wasn't like a day one. And I had a lot of fun playing the game. My friend was teaching me how like gachas work in general because he had experience with them before, and I had a lot of fun. At one point, I got to the Shiyu defense endgame mode, and during my first Shiyu, I was trying to S-rank the entire thing because I just like clearing games at whatever the highest reward difficulty is. Because that's how I play games. If a game is hard, I'll actually double down and try to do something with it. One thing that I kept seeing people doing was they had this whole thing where they would level their DPSs a lot higher than their supports. So you would see clears like level 60 Ellen with a level 40 Lycon and Sokaku, just due to the amount of resource management that we had to do back then, because we didn't have extra chapters. We only had the first 3 chapters to work with. So unless you were day one and potentially also rolling polychrome into batteries, you weren't really max level yet. Like it was a thing that people just kind of rushed to, and I had I was having a lot of fun with the game, so I played it slow. because I didn't know that there was supposed to be this rush, and I didn't know that there were like time sensitive events. But when I finally got to Shiyu, I was like, oh, I have like a week to do this. And I did the calcs. I went into like my my daily management thing and did the calcs for the XP back then. And literally, no matter what I did, I could not break level 50 Internaut, which means I couldn't level my Ellen to 60 to even try that. And I was looking online, and I was just going through YouTube being like, did anybody do this clear at level 50? Did anybody do this clear at level 50? And I found one guy who actually did it with level 50 Ellen and GN and level 40 supports. And I was like, okay, so it's possible. I just need to lock the fuck in. And that's how it started, really. I found one guy that did it, and then I did it the first time. And then afterwards, I was like, I want to see how far this goes. And then I never stopped it. So part of it was spite. The other part was just not having enough materials or experience to reach the level. So I was kind of capped in that regard. So
your goal for Endgame, do you try to shoot for, or what's your stars that you try to shoot for in Deadly Assault and Shiyu defense?
I try to go for max 9 on DA, and for Shiyu, I try the 100, but most of the time I'm a little bit short. Like if you look at my Outpost archives right now, see these were the first 2 cycles that we had. And I did 100k them. The second one was kind of barely. It was 100 and 288 at the end. And then the last 3, I've been kind of shorter on time, so I just kind of shoot for max polychrome, and that's the 75k. But I'm very close, 93, 93, 81 on this last one, because I did this one on the last day. I had a couple of things. I know Blood told you, but I had an issue with my computer the whole last month, so I wasn't able to actually play on PC for a few weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I just was kind of like locked out of this one. I could have done a lot better if I had more time.
Still, if you did it on phone, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, but now I'm back on PC, and I'm gonna try this one. This current one, I have to optimize a little bit. I'm kind of thinking I'm on the fence about leveling some of the units, because at the beginning it was also a matter of accessibility. I saw a lot of people doing very many clears, and all of them were 60, like I said, and I'm like, well, new players that come into the game wouldn't be able to really replicate level 60 clears, because it takes months to get that much Internaut level back then. And so that's another reason why I was also doing it. I just wanted to put clears on YouTube that people could watch and be like, hey, I could probably do that, because he's got similar units that I do.
Zenpai, show your characters by chance. Let's just see your account as is.
Yeah. Neko's the only 60. I just like her.
Okay. That you're breaking your format there, but
she's the pet. She's the pet. So there's a special reason why Neko's like that, and I mean, I guess I could go into it a little bit. It's kind of a personal story, but you guys are my friends. I mean, I'm very friendly with Blood, and I'm cool with Zavadra. I haven't been too close with you, Softy, but I guess I'll just give you some backstory lore. Around the first few patches of Zenless, I was really engulfed into the game. I was having a lot of fun, and unfortunately, during that time, I had a very dear pet of mine passed away, and I kind of just got Neko in honor of my cat passing away, and that's why I have Neko here as my little.
That's sweet.
He was a brown tabby, so that's why she's here. Some people think it's for Guna reasons. It's not. Yeah,
Hey.
they're like, oh, I see it's a Neko. It's like, no, that's Alice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
you have sunny packs for Alice and not for Neko, so different
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, this is just love for the cat. Yeah. So, yeah, that's
wholesome though.
That's
Rest
wholesome.
in peace, your cat. I have 2 cats at home. They're very sweet. I'm not excited to say goodbye to them at all, but it'll happen at some point.
He was 4, so he was very kind of young compared to like most people's like older cats. So he had a medical condition.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't want to bring the mood down too much.
No, that's all right. Thank you for the settlement. So your account is mainly level 50, and then you do not like your stunners. Is that your challenge, correct?
Yes, that was a spiteful thing. Yeah.
This guy hates days. This guy hates not having enemies attack and destroy him, and then complains about control skills.
He doesn't even understand days. He actually despises it in the stun window.
The enemy goes into stun, and he's just like, "I'm not attacking you because I want you to fight me."
This is unfair. You must fight back. It's a matter of chivalry, actually.
Oh,
do you have all the characters by chance, or is it just?
I'm missing a few of them.
Okay.
A stunner, the stun guy, and then the one that goes with her.
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
that is crazy that you're only missing 3 characters.
There is no hate for these characters, by the way. I like Lighter.
Good.
I just thought that his playstyle was kind of boring when I first was playing around with him. I just didn't like it. And then I remember that Miyabi was supposed to have some synergy with him before, and then that never happened. So I was also like, oh, I'm just gonna skip. I did try for him on rerun. It didn't happen. I had like 50 pulls and nothing up. So
unfortunate.
I kept going. Yeah, bless you, whoever that is. Yeah, so those are the ones I'm missing. Everyone else is M0. Some of the A ranks have Mindscapes. I'm telling you, the accessibility trip that I had back then, because I was just so mad that every time I would go online, I would see like, oh, let me see a team with Lucy, an A rank that I really liked, and then everybody was just shilling M6 Lucy, which I was particularly mad about because the first 3 or 4 banners didn't even feature Lucy. So I know that anyone that had M6 Lucy was either insanely lucky or insanely wailing. Because there was no way you could get M6 Lucy that soon. And so I never got to do her Mindscapes because I was just kind of like, I want to have an accessible Lucy. The last time I used Lucy was like a random bringer DA where I managed to get 20k with her Miyabi Bernice. And it was a lot of fun because I had to manage Lucy's Chiron without M2. And so some of my masochism actually makes me have fun. Yeah. Yeah, if there's anybody in particular you want me to look at, just let me know.
I mean, you can show off your Alice. You're proud.
I love my Alice.
Yeah. Which you're proud. Because your stats are actually really strong for the effect.
Yeah, I could even... So sometimes when I show them off too, I'll go into the Shiyu defense... not Shiyu defense, it's Lost Void. I'll go into Lost Void and do the power scaling thing just so people get a better idea of what the stats are supposed to look like. If you guys are not used to that, I'll go check it out here. Because I really do like how Alice came out. The only thing that's how do I here. Wait, is it not on? I don't like this game mode. This one.
Yeah.
And it should be Task Force Investigation. Yeah, these menus are something to navigate through. Anyway, so yeah, this is what it is. I don't have her on 2-piece Faithins yet because I can't get a slot 5. And I just remember that if I click this, it's going to tell me to not. So I just got to show you the stats in the actual menu. So that sucks. But you saw the main stats. That's why I'm fumbling. I keep forgetting how these menus work. So got AP +4 on this one. AP 3 on this. And here's where her discs start going into attack a lot. For some reason, I just rolled a lot of attack. Got it attack 3. I want to give this
that's really good.
I want to give this to my Yanagi because she's gonna keep 2-piece pen.
You know, there would be some people who would scrap this disc because there's one substat in HP and defense. So
no,
I'm glad you saved it and didn't just throw it away.
No, if anything, rolling anomaly like AP 4s is very difficult because you can only get flat attack and attack percent. Really, those are like the preferable stats. You can roll crit rate a little bit, like as a flat, and try not to get any pluses in it. But anything that has double attack and AP, I think you should really keep. And the more attack percent rolls it has, the better. Like, I think my follow up is this thing. It has 1 attack percent and 2 flat, and this one just has 2 attack percent. But I keep a lot of the ones that have double attack. I'm also kind of coping and waiting for them to introduce a like reroll mechanic for certain discs, because I hear that the other Hoyo games apparently have like a reset. That like imagine resetting this disc back to 0 and then leveling it to 15 again, but having different stats.
I would die. I am strictly against that in this game for reasons I will not get into on the podcast.
I feel like you had a really bad spending discs day or something.
ZZZ is
Yeah.
my one and only gotcha, and I do not feel it's necessary.
I agree with
Yeah,
No,
Zavadra.
so I
Agree.
will show you guys living proof as to why I also feel that way. But yeah, this disc, my
Show you
main
this
complaint with
mouth.
Alice, my main complaint with Alice is that she is a strong rabbit. She keeps on rolling attack +3 in the last 3 discs. I want AP
Same.
because I like big number. I want this AP to be like 399 to 400, just for numbers.
Yeah, if
But
she would
she-
be level 60, you showed it. It would be like over 3,300.
insane, actually.
Yeah, she's got
so
3,300 attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now she's on the pen. Unfortunately, I would like to switch her to 2-piece Faithins to get her core complete and do switch to physical 5 because pen ratio is not going to be good when she has pen defense shred on M1 and 2. I think it's M1. Yeah, so that's the only thing. She needs a little bit of a build adjustment, but I have farmed way too much and gotten absolutely nothing. This is my farm. It's got I'm
2,900.
pretty much full. I'm pretty much
wow.
full on S rank. Yeah, only like 20 of them aren't S rank. Of course, they're not all level. That would be insane. But so the thing is that like I haven't seriously rolled for a character's disc like more than like maybe day 1 builds or something like that since Evelyn's banner, like the original one, 1.5. So one of the things that people constantly come at me with is like, oh well, like yeah, of course you're clearing the game. You have like cracked 40 plus substats like god rolls, and I'm like, no, most of my builds are like 30 substats.
Yeah.
With the exception of like Alice.
The benefit of being a horizontal player, and like for me personally, I'm also like this, where I just really like having separate discs for all of my agents that I don't have to swap around a whole bunch. The benefit of that is that I can play disc domains for like a couple of days, maybe like a week or 2 at most, and just get a like 30 to 33 substat on crit agents, and then a like 22 to 25 substat on anomaly agents, and just kind of roll with it. And they're like very average builds. Sometimes I just get the like you just get the bad rolls sometimes, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get the average build if you like, you know, focus on it for a little bit, and then it's just kind of whatever. Everything can do just fine.
Yeah, I think my seat doesn't have too many stats. Like, see, this was 5 substats, right? 2 orange.
Yeah,
and then 1 and
5.
2. 5. This is another 5.
5. Yeah. Then 15. 19. 22. 27.
Yeah, this is the build that I've always ran her with, just 27 subs since she released, and she was pretty fine. So that's why people are like saying that they need 30 plus or like 35 plus. God forbid, that's horrible. I'm like,
God, no.
No, you really don't. You just have to learn like some of the mechanics a little bit more.
For literally the
especially with my
longest
levels.
time, and I didn't realize this until recently, but last patch I did a bunch of stuff involving like a whole bunch of my account, just like trying to do a lot of things with as many agents on my account as I could. And I didn't know until I looked, but my Piper was from like basically 1.2 when I actually built her to play her with Bernice the first time. From 1.2 to 2.5, my Piper was on 13 substats.
Hey, wow.
So,
Okay.
we're out here clearing, and I've never paid attention to Piper basically once, and we're doing fine.
I've also been tight about this thing. Because I got this a long time ago, and I was like, oh, this would be great for Bernice. She's never going to have any anomaly mastery problems. I'll just slap this on her. And then I was like, okay, I just need to get 1 more Inferno Medal to make the 2-piece. And then she got her rework, and I was like, well, I can't use this anymore.
Oh,
Are your attack
no.
percent pieces, like, are your astral pieces really good enough? Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
This used to be my 2-piece forever. So the Bernice right now, her Chaos Jazzes, she shares them with Yanagi, because I never really play them on the same team. So I mean, I'm more of the guy who likes to share the discs. I should use all my resources to just get everybody their own unique thing, but nah, not right now. One day when I really feel like it, I'll just roll everything on Alice. But her chaos
I mean,
justices are very good.
You have the disc to play around with them.
True. I just don't know what to do. Part of me was coping to see what the new what's it called, the new calibrator would do. And then I'm like, oh, what's a substack calibrator? It costs as much as 2 red ones, and I was like, that's kind of mid.
Yeah, I agree.
If it would have been a
Doesn't
1-for-1,
even
I would have.
guarantee a roll.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I could use extra calibrators to guarantee like 1 roll or something, I'll grind for it. I'll probably come out with like 2 or 3 like perfect pieces, and then that's it. I'll wait a couple more months and then do it again. But yeah, while I don't think that Zenless needs the disc roller, I would just personally like it so I don't have to suffer for this Fizz 5 on my favorite character. That's a personal struggle
Yeah, that's a personal. Your perfectionism is calling out there.
Yeah.
Like as a result of being capped at level 50 by like choice, you do have to focus a fair bit on a lot more builds in order to have the stat quality that everyone else would have at average build level. Because like base stats are lower, so you just
there's the anomaly
need more.
multiplier in the formula too, which I didn't realize until later once I started actually looking at the calcs. It's like anomalies get double nerfed on level because there's an anomaly multiplier there too.
Yeah, those 10 levels matter a lot.
It's 10% extra
crazy.
damage. It's almost like the equivalent of like maybe 30 or 40 AP at high AP investment levels. So I'm like, but I still trudge on for a bit, and that's another thing. Is like if somebody tries to combat me on like, oh, you have god disc rolls, I was like, no, I don't. And even if I did, my stats are deceptive because of the multipliers that I have to deal with.
Or your Shungus and like a few other agents.
Shungus, yeah, she's on the pen ratio because I'm just pen ratio pilled, but this is not obviously the best thing that you could have. It should be physical 5, but as you know, my Fizz 5s. Yeah, she clears.
She does the thing.
Well.
Yeah.
I did all these whitewater ballads on a stream once actually. So one day I just was like, okay, we're gonna build Yishigog, and we rolled 100 batteries and then just kept whatever we got.
How many batteries do you still have, man? You must be over 3,000 still or something like that, right?
Batteries? Batteries. I have 214.
That's still a
my
lot.
god!
I haven't. I told you I haven't rolled since Evelyn. Like that was my one splurge, and I was just kind of like, all right, let's build the stupid horse and just get on with it.
You're a maniac. I can't believe it to this day.
One day I will crash out and just waste everything. I know it.
If you max everything and clean up everything on your roster, I think you will be probably one of the strongest account that exists because you have so many resources that are not used. Oh man!
I got this behavior from 2 things: 1, growing up poor, and 2, playing Fire Emblem Fates. Fire Emblem Fates is a game that conditions you to hoard every resource possible because that game doesn't let you farm. Like it throws you through the story, and if you don't get something, it's like, oh well, you missed it. I like this disc.
Yeah, I like that disc too. That disc.
Yeah. This is Miyabi's. She stole it temporarily. Where is my Miyabi? Because my Miyabi I think is actually kind of cracked, but she looks like a potato. Okay, so here's the build. The attack is atrocious.
What is the attack?
She has no attack. She stopped. I remember I was clearing 5-minute clears with just level 40 Miyabi on the old Shiyu. It was a lot of fun because I actually had to sweat.
Can you click on the little like frost anomaly symbol on the base to see the base attack?
Oh yeah, it's 1,000.
1,000 base attack. Oh my god.
Attack rolls are atrocious on her. That's why like it. So this challenge has also conditioned me to viscerally hate attack rolls. If I get a double crit piece and attack, I'm like, please don't roll into attack. Just roll into the double crits because I think those stats matter way more. And honestly, conversely, I would recommend that anybody who's having trouble building agent, don't even worry about attack. Just roll crits. Just roll. If you have to pick 2 out of the 3 stats, just pick the crit stats. They'll go way farther because they're percent based. So yeah, here this is what 7.
This is
So what level is your engine? It's 40 as well.
Yeah, this one's 40 as well. Yeah.
So it's 497. Yeah. So for reference, Miyabi's base attack with engine
1600, I
at
think.
level 60 and also herself at level 60 is like 1550.
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
that basically means that he would be getting almost a 30% increase on the value of his attack rolls by themselves, which would put his attack up to like 2200 or so
Well,
at
my
max
attack-
stacks.
Yeah, it's something like. Is it 30% from what? So this is almost 1,100. We're aiming for 1,500, so it'd be like maybe closer to 40, something like that. It's less than half, but it's not quite a third. So yeah.
I'm sorry, 1623. I did the math slightly wrong, but yeah, that would be the max like base attack for having full level 60. So yeah, from 1000 to 1600 attack at base make his attack so much better.
Yeah, that's why whenever somebody recommends me, oh yeah, just use attack 4 or attack 5, I was like, absolutely not. You don't understand my predicament. He's like, why are you doing this to yourself? So I have fun. I have fun with this game in the strangest ways. Like most people are just like, yeah, I level all my agents and I play the game, and I'm like, I like to suffer in my runs and also just record random B-roll from my edits. That's like a
It's an
pro
interesting
buddy.
way to look at the value of the stats. Like people kind of don't really value that as much.
Yeah, I went really off the deep end. Probably around 1. Around Miyabi, like 1.4, 1.5, when I started really diving into the formulas and being like, okay, I need to learn how this game works, because otherwise I'm just gonna get bodied by this with my challenge. You said you wanted to see yours is Chungus were to sell Miyabi. Who else was it?
I was just saying that you go through with your Shangus, but that was just so people have some reference points. That's all.
Oh,
You know,
Yishun.
like,
I never
if
showed
you-
Yishun.
Yeah, Yishuan, you can show off a few other attackers you use, like Sandbeard, etc.
I like Sambi. I like Sambi's.
Crit damage and crit rate's actually really good.
Yeah, I told you I focus on mainly crit. So the crit rate actually comes from the Woodpecker slot 4
Yeah.
the most. Because that slot 4 is the most blessed thing that's ever happened to me. It happened in 1.1. So I got a really early... This one was funny. I just full sent it.
Jesus.
Still.
And, yeah, I love this disc. This is my favorite disc on the account. Unfortunately,
That disc is just useful for literally everything. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I feel like I'm cheating at the game, because this plus any other woodpecker gives me 28 crit, right? 12 plus 8 2Ps.
Imagine this would have been a +5 crit rate. This would be a guard disc completely. I mean, it's already a guard disc, but imagine a +5 crit rate.
Yeah, this happened before Rupture, so like the pen wasn't a bad thing. And most of the time, this is just like this plus whatever slot 6 I have. Typically, it's on... Where is Sambi? Oh, Sambi doesn't have it anymore. Seed has it? Yeah, so I used to swap around this disc with the 5 subs in slot 6.
Fair enough, yeah.
And that used to be like my staple 2-piece for any attacker or crit-based DPS that I want. I would just give it the 4 and then seed 6, and that's how I would run them. Every other 4-piece I would just farm for. Unfortunately, I can't seem to get an Ether 5 without something like this happening.
It'll happen eventually, don't worry.
Yeah, and then
Been lucky enough on everything else so far.
look at this. This used to be her old disc. This was kind of atrocious.
Out.
Double
Yeah.
2s. So.
But you have definitely more +4 discs than I do, because I think I can count them on one hand, the +4s I have on my account, and I have been disc farming like a lot, like really a lot for months. And I think I only have like 4 discs with a +4 stat, 3, 4, 5, something like that. It's not
I'd
much.
probably also have more +4s if I had 214 ether batteries.
This, I make the joke that I'm like, whoever I ever get to do an account review for me that would actually go in and use all my stuff, that'd be an adventure. I wonder if they'd ever get burnt out from all the rolling that they could potentially do in one day.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't get burned out. I would do it immediately, but I can't guarantee to give you a +4.
He gives
not
me
with not with my luck.
didn't we roll like a +3 or +4 on call together once?
I don't know. Maybe +3, yeah, but not a +4.
Something like that. We were talking, and you were surprised because I just kind of ripped it.
I think it was
so
something like this. Whatever.
Sambi typically uses Yishuan's disc. If she doesn't use Yishuan's disc, then she uses what is this? Banyue's, which is a very similar disc to that one. See, it's just +3 instead of +4.
Really good,
So
honestly, really good.
I got this one that I used on Yadari once because there was one cycle in Shiyu that required double rupture for me, and I was like, well, I don't have double rupture because I share the slot 4, so I rolled another one, and I was like, oh, this is +3. This will do for now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Do we have
Good
anything?
stuff.
Any other questions for Zenpai?
How would you perceive the current experience in Endgame? Like, there's so many people out there complaining about the Endgame right now. It's easy to see that it's getting too hard or too shield, etc. And I think you're a really good example to give like a little insight with how you have to confront it with your underleveled agents. Like, do you think it's skill issue based, like some content creator say, or do you think it is like a CCC problem or like a problem that with knowledge? Well, what's your take on that? How would you help the people?
I think before it was way more skill issue than anything. I think now the game is actively trying to like overshill some stuff. So that there is some merit in like analyzing how the buffs are working and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people would benefit from just taking a step back and not trying to clear the end game at max difficulty day one, because that could be a recipe for just burning yourself out. Try to progressively tackle the end game and see how far you can get individually, because a piece of advice that I don't like people giving all the time is making them feel like you have to max out everything in order to even try the end game. Because let's be real, Core F is very expensive. It's 30 of these materials and 4 of these to get this in like a week and a couple of days for this one, I think. Not to mention all the money. So I think telling people that they have to F all their agents just to even attempt that comp or something like that is not the best advice. I would say try the agent at core DE, get a feel for if you like them or not. Try Lost Void, if anything. Try the other modes, like actually experiment with how the game and the combat is working, and then see where you're lacking and try to fix it. Also, don't roll all your discs like a maniac, because it is a gambling game. And you're not guaranteed to get good discs at the end of the day. So just be wary of how you invest your resources and take a step back. The game modes have 2 weeks. You also have 3 weeks per banner to kind of like settle in on a character or not. I think a lot of people promote through their own excitement. I don't think it's like malicious. That they're like, oh, day one of the banner drop, let's go pull. And I have my own superstition with that, where I think day one is cursed for my account, where every time I pull, I fail my 50 on day one, so I just don't do it.
Your Arya stream hurt a lot, man. Like, you and Kuro lost the 50-50 again.
Yeah. I lost mine 10 pulls early, though, twice, so that was nice.
My question for you is, being so horizontal while also having this self-imposed like level cap challenge, how often do you feel you can get away with like beyond, like, kind of in lieu of the question Blood just asked about like the state of the game, how often do you feel you can get away with like experimenting with your teams and your roster as a whole? Like, do you tend to just play like mostly standard teams and get really proficient at like single individual teams, or do you like kind of mix and match, plug and play all of your like supports and DPSs and go off meta sometimes?
I think it's really hard for me to go off meta, and that's one of the reasons why I want to get some more feedback from my community as to what I should do, because like I said, the level 1 stunners thing started as a joke with Trigger, Because she launched, I think it was like April 1st or April 2nd, and I was like, I feel a little whimsy. Let me just pull trigger and then just play her. Let's see what she does at level 1 in Deadly Assault. And I actually got the 20k, so I was like, okay, let's keep it going. That's how these things start. I do one thing one time, and then I'm like, I don't know when to stop. Part of it was also laziness because I was like, I really don't want to go and like click this button a bunch of times. It was really goofy. So I didn't really start with Spy. I love Trigger. She's awesome. And I feel like because of the lack of days, I get a lot less stun windows. I can't really relate to people. So, ironically, in my attempt to be accessible to all, I became the most inaccessible person. Like, I'm not relatable.
At least
So-
for standards, yeah.
Yeah, in that heavy regard. So sometimes I do contemplate just leveling everything at least to an even level, just to be more uniform and have like a more inline experience with others, because I do suffer from not being able to experiment with A ranks. And another thing of accessibility is I would like to do more A rank clears and just try those out myself to see what it's like to not have that premium support. Like you said, you got comfortable with Yuzaha, right? You can feel the difference in anomaly buildup. I'm just used to it because I always use her with Alice. So I'm like, I would like to kind of go back and try it, but I know 100% that if I'm barely clearing on my level set, if I tune down the agents to be A ranks, I'm not going to clear at all. But conversely, I could just try to do 6-star clears on DA and try to showcase those. I think some people just want to get 6 stars as well. I don't know what the percentage is. If Blood, if you have any statistics for that, you can help me out there. How many people
Really.
would you ask? Like, I guess in server, like, are you cool with A or are you cool with like S ranks on DA?
I mean, I can ask this in the next poll, that's for sure, yeah. But I think the premise here is that most people are more interested in the 3-star thingy, because that's like also what's like, you can say, promoted over the YouTube. But
Yeah.
still doing 2-star clears, there's plenty of people. I think I watched one of the YouTubers who said that there's like a lot of people in the 30 to between the 30 and 50% rank section of Deadly Assault and also Shiyu. Maybe though, but I'm not sure if those people are watching YouTube, you know. But there's actually plenty of people there in the spectrum.
Yeah. I believe as like the bar of power that should be expected and built around, like the game should continue to be like built around or balanced around. 6 stars is really easily accessible overall with
Yeah.
basically
Yeah,
anything
6
you
stars
can imagine.
definitely.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think that's accessible enough.
The 6-star is easily, you can basically do even with just A ranks, if they're leveled accordingly and you do proper management. 6 stars should be not too difficult. But that's Deadly Assault with the new Shiyu defense. It's a little bit harder because you need to have 3 teams and it is also time gated. So Shiyu defense became a little bit different. Even though I haven't tried just A ranking the new Shiyu. That would be an interesting format, though. How specific it became now compared to Deadly Assault. That would be interesting if you showcase this one, maybe.
The problem with Shiyu is that if you A rank the last thing, you still miss out on a little bit of polychrome. So that's why people get hung up on it.
Yeah, but how many is it actually?
That's
if you
a-
just A rank everything?
That's a half a
80.
poll right there.
Oh, I mean, I'm only saying if you A rank the last one. If you A rank 4 and 5, because don't you get a like fast clear from the first 3 most of the time, or maybe the first 2? I think
you
S is possible
S rank-
on these 3.
If you S rank 1, 2, and 3, you will never have to worry about S ranking them ever again. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like
think
you're
that's
just
a
always
fair
getting those
estimate.
rewards for free.
So it's at maximum you should lose only 1 to 1.5 pulls, I think, if you just A rank everything.
It's 50 from node 4 and then 80 from node 5. So 130. It's not even one pull.
But it has more, right? I think the 5th frontier with the 3 stages should have more polychromes if you scroll down. Just check it quickly. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
B
it's
rank,
just
A
really
rank,
those
yeah.
3 requirements. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
The last one is just this.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So like that kind of mentality just works a lot better for you.
Yeah, I personally just like getting the max polychrome for my own enjoyment of the game, and I mean here I'm only like 500 points off almost.
Yeah.
And this one was first try. I mean, all three of these were first
I mean,
try.
you definitely missed the talisman cancel here, so that's why Kuro will fling you again.
I forget. I think no. I think what happened here was I accidentally switched into dial and held basic and did the little thing that she does without the bar being full. So I
Okay.
wasted the point. So I had to go back into her later ult and then get the point back so I could go back. So it was just a random misclick.
Happens to the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, let's end
But,
it there.
I haven't. The last
go
point I
ahead.
want to make is I haven't missed out on polychrome since 1.0. Like I've actually gotten all the polychrome from this and DA doing my challenge.
Nice. That is a
Yeah.
good way to that you're still able to do that.
Glad to hear. Good job.
Thank
good
you
job.
for the showcase, big man.
Yep. Thank you for the showcase.
Mr. Blumen.
Everyone calls me Blue. Man,
All right, let's end it here. Zenpai, where can we find you?
on YouTube mostly. That's the one place I hang out the most, and my Discord.
Which you rarely hang out lately.
If I am tagged or DM'd, I will appear. I'm bad with keeping track of every channel's notifications. That is, I will admit to that.
Yeah. You have a 30% chance that they will pop up and reply to your ping, so.
In that regard, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree in terms of blood being in the same way with this.
Hey, I reply to every ping that comes to me. But the availability is okay. Yeah, I can agree on that. I'm not really that available.
Yeah.
But I reply to every ping, okay? So,
So Thirsty, where can we find you now?
yeah.
When he's not busy.
You can find me on YouTube or on Random Blood Gaming, and also on the Battle Hub Discord server on, but also Zenpai server and a few other servers I lurk around. So yeah, that's the main things you can find me.
Savadra, where can we find you?
You can find me mostly on Twitch at twitch.tv/Savadra or on YouTube occasionally at youtube.com/@Savadra. I tend to upload very infrequently. I'm starting to stream more again, though. I'm doing that actually for real. And also playing not Zenless most of the time for the next month because I gotta lock in, and also I'm a speedrunner, which is one of my hobbies. So if you enjoy not Zenless all the time, then maybe want to watch some cool speedrun gameplay of this neat little mountain game named Celeste, maybe pop by.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube and also the Battle Hub Discord server as a moderator.
Oh yeah, I also exist in the Battle Hub, I guess.
You exist.
Apparently he is there sometimes. Yeah.
All right, you guys take care.
Thanks a lot, Senpai, and see you around, everyone.
Have a good one.